The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, giving the federal government until Wednesday, June the 7th, to reverse the pump price of petrol or risk a nationwide protest and strike action. NLC President Mr. Joe Ajaero announced this at the end of an emergency meeting of the National Executive Council in Abuja, where he also asked President Bola Tinubu to investigate payments for subsidy under the immediate past administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Our correspondent, Emperor Simon, reports.
The removal of subsidy for petrol continues to generate dust, and the Nigeria Labour Congress has summoned this emergency meeting of its National Executive Council to deliberate on the matter.
See you out on the picketing front.
First, the president of the NLC, Mr. Joe Ajaero, briefs the media.
The issue of subsidy has not been probed all these years, and for anybody to close that chapter is like covering fraud. The Nigerian Labour Congress has called the NEC members for us to interrogate some of these processes, to know who we are collecting the subsidy money.
The meeting goes into a closed-door session, and human rights lawyer Mr. Femi Falana takes the moment to address the media outside the hall.
NNPC Limited, a private company, was alleged to have fixed the prices of petroleum products or jacked up the price. It is clearly illegal. There is no provision for it under the law. So we hope that the government will have to go back to the drawing table and take the whole month, the month of June, to meet with relevant stakeholders, to plan and look for alternative solutions to the problem. And there are alternative solutions. We must learn from what other countries are doing to address the dollarization of economy.
Nigerians have been paying through their nose for petrol and for transportation amidst other economic consequences since the pronouncement by President Bola Tinubu on May the 29th that the subsidy regime for petrol is gone. But the NLC National Executive Council has taken some major decisions, including not talking to any person without a portfolio. The president briefs the media.
The NLC decided that if by Wednesday next week that the NNPC refuses to revert itself for negotiation to continue, that the Nigerian Labour Congress and all its affiliates will withdraw their services and commence protests nationwide until this is complied with. The NLC NEC therefore directed all state councils and all industrial unions to commence mobilization from this moment to make sure that this action is enforced.
NLC has spoken, but will the government yield? Both parties are expected to meet on Sunday, June the 4th, 2023, and Nigerians are hoping that the dark days will be averted. Emperor Simon, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the Trade Union Congress, TUC, says its Executive Council will continue to engage the government regarding the ripple effect of pump price adjustments on Nigerians to June the 4th, 2023, when it expects to meet with representatives of the federal government. The TUC president, Mr. Festus Osifo, disclosed this after the National Executive Council meeting. He adds that labor unions should have been engaged before the government announced its decision.
Africa is discussions should continue while we demand that government should reverse back to status quo ante. So status quo ante should be maintained while discussion continues. And because of the fact that we had a meeting with government on Tuesday, on Wednesday, we had a discussion with the representative of government on Wednesday. And during that discussion, they gave us a list of what they think they would do. And they demanded from us, what is our thinking? What are we putting forward? We told them that the list or the things that we want to put forward, we will not submit them now. That we are going back to our organ to discuss with our organ and take mandates from them on the things we can put forward. So we will tarry till Sunday, where we will meet the representative of government. Once we are done with the meeting with the representative of government, with the demand that the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria is going to put forward, it is now how they react to those demands that will now determine our next line of action.
And after days of speculation, President Bola Tinubu today announced his first set of appointments. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, who was named Chief of Staff, while the immediate past Minister of Special Duties, Mr. George Akume, to serve as Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF. The President made the announcement today when he met with the Progressives Governors Forum at the State House the first time since his assumption of office. He also underpinned the need for governors to embark on soul-searching and review the minimum wage as the federal government digs deep into the nation's revenue with a view to strengthening it. Our State House correspondent Gloria Mizuke reports.
Activities resume in the council chamber at 11 a.m. as about 16 governors of the All Progressives Congress under the aegis of the Progressives Governors Forum, or led by its new chairman, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, converged to meet with President Bola Tinubu in a first meeting since his assumption into office. After days of intense speculation and unofficial confirmation of the president's choice of chief of staff and other key appointments, President Tinubu finally announces his first set of appointments after 3 days in office.
I'm going to be making 2 announcements today. I'm going to appoint Femi Gbajabiamila as the chief of staff. And I'm going to announce George Akume as SGF.
Meanwhile, the new Chief of Staff, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, who had 24 hours ago craved patience on the matter, expressed appreciation on his Twitter page to the president. He says, having spent 20 years in the Nigerian parliament and winning a 6th-term election, I will work with the president in discharging the enormous task ahead. He further adds that I will give my best when I take office on June 14, 2023, as reflected in Mr. President's official letter, unquote. Meanwhile, against the raging lamentation in the wake of the fuel subsidy removal, the president vows to prioritize the subject of minimum wage.
We need to do some arithmetic and soul searching on the minimum wage. We will have to look at that. We are digging deep into the revenue of the federal government. We must strengthen the source and application of those funds.
The president, who has been meeting with various groups, including security agencies, makes no bones about his intention to work, consult, and listen to advance the nation's fortunes. Addressing State House correspondents, the PGF chairman, who led 6 governors, further illuminate on the fuel subsidy removal.
I don't want to agree that if we don't come out and say petroleum products must be subsidized, that Nigeria will not grow. The thing is pulling Nigerian economy down, and by extension, pulling the country down. So we must rise as a people to support the elimination of revenue leakages in our system, so we can grow an economy that will be home-based.
The forum further appealed to Nigerians to calculate the gains that would accrue from the subsidy removal before the situation incapacitates the nation's economy. From the presidential villa, Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
And staying with the presidency, it was indeed a busy day for the president as he also met with Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, former governors Nyesom Wike of Rivers State and James Ibori of Delta State. Now, after over 2 hours, Governor Makinde, speaking on behalf of the group, told State House correspondents that the fuel subsidy removal was among matters discussed.
For us, we have to support him, and we have to let him know that he has started well, and he has the support of the generality of the people. And we know it's a tough decision for the people, and it needs the support of everybody to see this through.
Any plan to switch over to APC?
No plan?
No plan.
No plan?
Never to be in the office.
So this is just a thank you or welcome visit?
We are Nigerians and we have come to give you support.
You just heard the former governor of Rivers State debunking whether he plans to dump the PDP. Meanwhile, the Tinubu-Shettima ambassadors, in conjunction with the National Forum of APC World Chairmen, are appealing to the National Working Committee of the party to review the zoning arrangement for the 10th National Assembly, as announced by the party. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the Director General of the Tinubu-Shettima ambassadors says the current zoning arrangement represents a marginalization of the people of the North Central geopolitical zone who voted massively for the emergence of President Tinubu.
We, the Tinubu-Shettima ambassadors and the National Forum for APC World Chairmen, in the spirit of fairness, equity, justice, inclusiveness, national cohesion, and unity, hereby call on the APC National Working Committee, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, the governors, the chairman of the Governors Forum, and the party national chairman, to look at the zoning arrangements and accommodate the North Central zone in order to give each zone of the country a sense of belonging. Thereby, we resist any favoritism, preference to any section of the country, and no region should be marginalized, excluded, or sidelined. We are fully aware that the Northwest has been given 2 presiding officer positions in both chambers of the National Assembly, the Speaker and the Deputy Senate President, by the APC National Assembly zoning arrangement, while the North Central was sidelined. This has created an image of favoritism towards the Northwest and marginalization against North Central geopolitical zone.
In part 2, after the break, immediate past governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, refutes claim of misappropriating 4 billion naira, says petition to EFCC was written by a faceless group. That's in a moment. You stay with us.
Trust does not come cheap. It's a word you can bank on. The efficiency you can trade with. Trust is the insight you base your business decision on. Trust should give your dreams wings, taking you above and beyond your borders. You have to trust your gut. And trust that your dreams are valid. Trust should be what you demand and what every partner should give. In our world of corporate and investment banking, trust is a big word, A word that guides and leads our commitment to your growth and that of your business. Go for growth with your trusted partner.
Every dreamer has a time, even though it takes a while. Go as far as you imagine. You better do it with a smile. Oh, you can reach the stars, anything your heart believes. Oh, just a little try. There's no limit to your dreams. Down milk.
Here's to the born hustlers, to the intentional ones, to the tireless nourishers, to the odd defiers, to those who break through the limits, to those who always go for it.